Okay, so how is the world viewing this? Well, we've got the civil rights perspective that this is another group that has been harmed by society, and they have rights, and they need to, their rights need to be respected. And let me just say, I mean, obviously, every individual needs to be respected and treated kindly in every way at all times, and you're all nodding your heads. It goes without saying, everyone needs to be kind and respectful in all circumstances. What's happened, however, is it's become this notion that if I, as a physician, even discourage a parent from pursuing social or medical transition, I am transphobic. I'm denying someone their rights. When in fact, what I'm saying is give this young person a chance to grow comfortable with their own body and not harm themselves. The medical perspective is, and this is what, if you go to Hopkins or University of Maryland, the gender clinics, the gender industry, and this is the other thing, you know, as a physician, when I was in training, we were very, very aware that the pharmaceutical industry and plastic surgeons and other people who have made a lot of money doing things to people. As a primary care doctor, we were hands-off, folks. Don't give people medicines they don't need, and don't do surgeries they don't need. But there's a lot of money involved here. There's a tremendous amount of money involved here. In fact, I saw the Williams Institute at UCLA has estimated that there are 1.6 million trans-identified young people in the country today, okay? You look at that over a lifetime, that's $4.5 billion in medical care. Somebody's getting rich off this, and somebody is making a professional reputation out of encouraging people to engage in medicalization, okay? So that bothers me as a doctor, it bothers me. Then there's the psychological perspective, and this is where most of my colleagues at GenSpec are coming from, which is they are trained psychologists. One of those 15 died of surgical complications, and this is only 10 years ago. This was not 1940, this is 10 years ago, okay? Some of the others who were not reported on developed diabetes, heart disease, and they were not reported on. Okay, so we're not dealing with a rich database here to support these actions. Those children and their families went through family therapy for 2 years before they did anything, right? And the children needed to be entered into the medical protocol. They needed to have no other psychological distress, no other complications, no other problems, happy, healthy, just feel like they're in the wrong body, they're the opposite sex, and they felt that way consistently since they were 4 or 5 years old. Those are transgender people. Now, we're not allowed to do psychological interventions. There's a woman who was recently interviewed who helped write the protocol to help families evaluate children who feel like they're in the wrong body in upstate New York. And when they wrote the protocol, they said, we need minimum 1 year, 1 to 2 years of family therapy where we're sorting out where this is coming from. Are there other issues? It's very difficult to determine whether a child has depression or anxiety. These things are hard to sort out. It doesn't happen in 3 visits. Now, today, 3 visits. 3 visits, and you can see. I talked to a family this week where the daughter is very confused about her gender at this point. She's going into a magnet school where she's going to study literature, and she's going to work really hard in this school. And I said, you know, that may take care of the whole situation right there. She's going to have so much to work on in her life related to her passion, which is to be a writer. To be a writer. I said, let her go, let her go. She probably will naturally come to realize thinking about her gender and sexuality constantly is not what she needs to be doing. So we really look carefully at that. The other thing is, I will say, we medicalize children generally way too much in this country today, right? So we're diagnosing them with learning disabilities, and more people are getting diagnosed on the autism spectrum than ever before, and some of that is funding the college educations for psychological testers. We're giving people diagnoses way too fast, and kids are young people now announce how many diagnoses they have. They've been tested and they have a variety of things. They're ADHD, they have, this and that. We need to get away from that. Kids need to be normal. They're all different. They're all unique. They're all special, and they all are fine. They don't need to be thinking about it. So, getting all the people in a child's life who are loving and caring, and the child respects, grandma, aunts, uncles, whoever is in their life that they like, and having them surround them with love for just exactly who they are, and get them busy celebrating, every event that comes along with love and care and support. That obviously is my favorite. And this one is, I feel very strongly about that. Trans is not the new gay. So we're not, a lot of people think, well, we treated gay people badly. And we did in the 20th century, we did. The other movie that's on topic here is The Imitation Game. The Imitation Game was about the brilliant mathematician Alan Turing, who solved the Nazi codes and helped bring an end to World War II. He was gay, and after he helped bring an end to World War II, he was chemically castrated, he was driven mad, and he committed suicide, okay? So that, that it's very common. Once you go down that path, the next steps are going on drugs, and then going on. And if a girl decides, the solution to her anxiety around adolescence and puberty is that she wants to become a boy, and she goes on testosterone, you get real high in testosterone. If you're female, it feels great for a while. And they feel real powerful and stuff. It's, that's why, bodybuilders and lifters love to use testosterone. It's really, it gives you a real jolt. So that's the orthodoxy. So if anyone has a family member, neighbor, friend, anyone whose kids are gender dysphoric, if you take them to an academic center, this is the approach that is promoted. It's the orthodoxy in the United States, okay? Psychotherapeutic approach would say, and this is very difficult, I can't find people to help families. I have to search to help families find someone who would simply have an open mind and simply be willing to explore, where do these feelings come from? What could have happened at school, bullying, different things that might have brought these feelings on? What can we do about them? How can we learn to respond to the circumstances that might be causing these feelings differently? Feelings are very malleable. We can all learn to respond differently to stressors in life. And those are life skills. Everybody needs to learn how to respond differently to stressors. And then the last one is my favorite, because I don't like to see kids get labeled as sick. I don't like to see kids get told you're sick, you need a therapist, you need a specialist in a gender clinic because you're thinking about this. I would rather they go bake cookies with grandma and go to mountain climbing camp and, everything else besides that, unless of course we're dealing with anxiety, depression, and other comorbidities that are dangerous, or self-harming, and there's a lot of that. But self-harming, suicide, eating disorders, they are social contagions, and no one disputes that. They're all well known to be social contagions. Gender dysphoria, there are people who will dispute that, but But you cannot put girls who have anorexia on the same board together because they will all lose weight. So you have to separate them. That, you know, Tom?